Hi boys and girls, my name is Mrs. Watts and I am an instructional coach here at Mountain View Elementary, and I am going to do a grammar lesson with you today. So today's lesson is about two-word sentences. So our target today, what I want you to get out of the lesson, is I can check simple sentences for a subject, that would be our noun, the who or what, and the predicate, that's our verb. What are they doing, right? So the reason this is important is because when you start writing for class, whether it is in writing or you're writing a response to reading, or you are writing about something you learned in science, or maybe you have to write how to simplify a numerical expression, you want to edit your paper. You want to make sure that it makes sense and everything's correct. And this is one way to do that in editing, is to check your sentences for a subject, or the noun, and a predicate, the verb. So we're going to go through some two-word sentences today. So if you're at home with me, I want you to go ahead and get out your notebook. You could take a pause right here and go ahead and title your page two-word sentences. And when you finish that, go ahead and continue playing the video. So two-word sentences can be complete sentences. All you need is the noun, the subject, and the verb, the predicate. And I'm going to show you how to prove something is a noun. So when you were growing up, you probably heard a noun is a person, place, or thing, right? But I'm going to give you a set proof that I want you to use from here on out every time you're checking to see if a sentence is complete, okay? So I'm going to give you a way to prove something is a noun. So in our notebooks, we're going to write noun proof. So this is how I prove it, okay? So I'm going to write a blank, comma, the blank, comma, some blanks. So to prove that, you would put whatever word you're trying to prove that is a noun inside the blanks. So for example, marker. Marker is a noun. Let's check it. A marker, the marker, some markers. Does it make sense? Yeah, it does. So marker is a noun, and I just proved it with my proof. Now verbs also have a proof. So I'm going to give you the proof. Whoops, made a mistake. A verb proof, okay? So it looks a lot like this one, okay? So I blank, you blank, he blanks. So let's see, a verb might be write. I write, you write, he writes. It makes sense. So it's a verb. Now what happens if we were to put a noun, marker, into our verb proof? I marker, you marker, he markers. Does that make sense? No. So I've just proved that marker isn't a verb, and then I could try it with the noun proof. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to try out a conversation to see if we can use these two proofs to tell us if a two-word sentence is in fact a sentence because it has a subject or noun and a predicate, the verb. I have Miss Wyatt here. She's going to help me with our conversation. I'm going to just show you this conversation here. So, will you please read the two-word sentence?
Boys laugh.
Great. Is the second word a verb?
Yuppers.
Can you prove it?
I laugh, you laugh, he laughs.
Perfect. Is the first word a noun?
It sure is.
Can you prove that?
A boys, the boys, some boys.
It works perfectly in at least one of those, so it's definitely a noun, right?
Right.
Well, that's a perfect little two-word sentence. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now let's write a two-word sentence from the book by Stephanie Meyer called The Host. Did you know that Stephanie Meyer is also the author of the Twilight series? So this author has written books that have become movies. That's pretty cool, right? So in her book, The Host, she writes a sentence, I flinched. And I'm just going to write down here, by Stephanie Myers. Now, will you pause the video for just a minute? I want you to go ahead and write this down, the 2-word sentence. And I want you to take just a minute, and I want you to notice what are some things about this 2-word sentence. When you've done that, go ahead and click play, and we'll go over some of the things together. All right? Welcome back. I hope you paused the video and you looked at that sentence and decided what you noticed. Well, here are some things that I noticed. This sentence has 2 words. You know what? Flinched right here is a great verb. You know what? I also noticed that this ed means it's past tense. Whoops, made a mistake. Past tense. It starts with a capital letter and it ends with a period. Now, just because it does that doesn't necessarily mean I wrote a complete sentence. I need to prove it, okay? So I'm going to prove it with my noun proof and my verb proof. So let's look. I said that flinched was a great verb. So let's put it in my verb proof. I flinched, you flinched, he flinched us. Well, that one doesn't make sense, but these 2 definitely make sense. So flinched is a verb. Check. Now let's look at this. I. Is I a noun? I'm not sure. This is different. Let's look. A-I, the I, some I's? That doesn't really make sense. My proof didn't work here. But what do I know about I? I is a person, right? And my name is Miss Watts, and I know I'm a noun, I'm a person, and if I flinched, I would be a person. So you know what? Even though this noun may not work in this proof, I know from my knowledge that I is talking about a person, and a person is a noun. So I'm going to say check. Okay. So now it's your turn. I want you to try and see if you can write some 2-word sentences. Write as many as you can think of. And then I want you to prove them. Do you have a verb? Use the verb proof. Do you have a noun? Use the noun proof. When you're done, I want you to pick 1 or 2 of those sentences that you've written, and I want you to upload them in the discussion post. I want you to write the sentence, the 2-word sentence, and then I want you to include the proof in your discussion post. I look forward to seeing your 2-word sentences. Until next time, bye!